Morning, everybody. All right. Early, down feeding cats, and this is on one of benches. So I thought I'd go all this with you because it could be quite interesting for you. I've got it's an Essex rebuild, 2.5 litre V6. It's out at Estate I've got. It's a low miles car, and it's obviously, I noticed it got a record rad on, so it obviously had some issues. So anyhow, I could never get this one freed up and running, which is probably a good thing really, because it was probably worth dropping. But it's got issues. So it had, like I say, it had a record rad on it, which only 40,000. I found a bit odd unless it'd been into like picked a stone up or something, got damaged, you know. And I always thought might be something to drift here, but. And being a low miles car, you know, it's usually a sign they've like not been used as much as they should be. But so I mean, it's husband and wife and haulage company who owned it originally, and then some brothers ended up with it. One went to Australia or something, one stopped in the UK, and so anyhow, I've never really got around, but I'm on with it now because I want to drive it. So, but block's down. It's been down a while, but they've been owned up, block. They've all been owned up, and then it's like it's been cleaned. It's been in pressure washer, but it's still full of garbage. So I cleaned one side out, then I stopped myself. I thought I'm going to show you all because it's quite interesting. Because this is how it's all more or less laid out. So I'm working out what I want, what I don't want. So come on, I'm going to take you along and let you have a look. And but I'm going to show you this because you'll be a bit interested. Now, some of you do go on about these. Oh, mine overheated. Well, some of them do overheat. You get issues, but you've got to resolve it. Now, this one, I would say we're probably a little bit down to forward, because if you look in here, it were a lot down to forward, and somebody just need to investigate, right? If you look here, absolutely full of casting sand. Now I don't know how well you can see down there. Let's put that rod back in. Can you see it all? Just absolutely solid with it. You know, and I've had to clean all round everyone. They were absolutely bunged. I've done all over the side, and I'll overhaul this out, and it'll go back in steamer for a clean. But all this now is still, you can get through back. It's cleaned off. I've got round corners. I bend rods to different shapes. I do different things, and that's how I clean it all out. So, but everything's clear now. So obviously, get this last out, and then it'll go back in pressure cooker, as I call it, up at engine place. I mean, so it's standard engine. There's no wear on it, none whatsoever. So it's on that, and standard pistons. Now another issue with this is a 2.5. So I mean, it's a bit like with your V4s when you had your 1.7. It's just a shorter stroke. Crank's different. Now crank's in box, all polished, just ready for shells. Now here's pistons for it. I've got a new set with rings. Reason being, rings were absolutely stuck in. I can get a set of rings, but they were that expensive. Well, you've got pistons lying about, so I'll just utilise them. And then obviously they've got to have, gudgeon pin pressed though. So they've got to have pin pressed, because that's how they work. You heat them up about 300 degrees and then press pin. I won't do it, I'll let the machinist do it. And so, but that's correct height there. Now there's a 1/4 inch difference in the 2.5 and the 3 litre and the 2 litre. Now if I show you here in book, this is obviously forward manual. So these are an eye crown. So as you can see, you've got higher distance here to your 2.5 and your 3. I don't know if you can see that. So, and like, well, in new money, it's about 6 mils, quite an inch. So, but these are all new. It's new set, Epilite. So they'll go in. I've got others. I've got plus sizes, everything. Because in fact, this one's there's an Essex block up here needs rebuilding. That's for another car. Car that hasn't been on road since '77. That's one. I've a couple of pistons missing, so I've got plenty of rods. So we'll nail that and we'll have a way up and show you. But I thought it might be worth you having a look at this because I thought you might appreciate it. But this is a stand I made up for it, so I can work at side of it. A little bit more awkward painting here, but you can get into both ends more accessible. It's just how I prefer to do it my way. So, but that's end of story. But what I'll do, when I probably build it all up and I'll mask up and then I'll paint it, because I'm going to do it as factory. And some of these early blocks were actually green. People don't know that because there's no footage of it and there's very little left, but they actually were. Black some, I think they were green blocks. They even had a green pulley on crankshaft. I think the timing cover were just aluminium, and so were the inlet were aluminium. You know, that's top and bottom of it. So, but I'm going to put it back exactly as factory. It's 68 car, but that's going out pistons, rods, and like I said, they'll get pressed in. Now, I mean, even here, we're like, I mean, there's even packing numbers with all these old pistons, you know, and all information about rings. Don't run them in a chrome bore, and telling you all do's and don'ts with your oil ring, how to set them up. That's giving you on your pin. Press them in, press them out, and then here's your fitting instructions. So great when you read all this old stuff. And this is obviously a factory, probably a proper Ford manual for Mach 4. I mean, it's proper. Well, you can't really work on a car without you've got the details from the manufacturer, because it just makes everything so easy. I mean, then obviously we've got come over. This is everything as it's been dropped, just basically labelled up in correct place. Some bits need cleaning up now, blasting, repainting. That's power steering bracket, because it's actually a power steering car. And seals, all that, I've just got it all what is it, it's all rockers are resurfaced, they're all done. I mean, I'll clean all valves up, obviously everything get reseat. We'll do a bit of tweaking, bit of help, get a bit more power out, a bit of tipping off on back and front on whatever. We're still running on perfect fibre gear, that'll go back in. I always run them on it, no mind whatever anybody says, I like them on it. They're quiet, a lot quieter and a lot better, so that's out of stock. Plus I've got new old stock ones if I ever lose one. So, but going on to Ed as well, I mean, if I spin this off, because they're not exactly lightweights, I don't know how well you can see, I'll just pull it back a bit, up her over. Now here in Ed, if you look here, as you see with these bits here, we've got the same issues. Now, all this will be cleaned up and done properly, because it'll all help both heads, but also, see there's a bit of corrosion on seats there. I mean, they're not world's best, you know, but it's like, to be honest, it's, well, we'll sort it out, and we'll do a bit of porting. We'll make life a lot easier. You know, we'll proper, like, make a job of it. And, well, we'll make everything seat properly, and we'll also make everything flow properly. So I'll probably get a little bit more power out in it, but it's an automatic car, so I'm not going to make it a rocket ship, because it's just pointless. And to be honest, you get blown off a Billingo van will have you off lights anyway. So, you know, they're just what they are. They're from that era, and they're a big old comfy, well, it's an estate, it's not a saloon, so. But we're going to modify it, we're going to improve it, just try and get a bit more on it, and you'll be able to see it. So I'm just letting you have a look. We might even do a little bit of resurfacing on that, blow that up, have a look, just see how we are, see how bad we are, and then we'll take that from there. But so I thought you ought to see this, because I don't know how much is out there on net about rebuilding Essexes, but we'll do a proper job, and it's like I said, but you needed to see this, because this is an issue. Now, if this engine had come to me, they kept having issues, because I don't think anybody's ever had the heads off. Well, you'd have found it then. But I think they've gone around other avenues, changed rad, I could be wrong, I could be miles off mark, but when that were like that, I don't think this has been going over far and stood in much traffic, because I think it'd have created problems. But what I'm saying to you is, no matter what goes off, and when people say, well, we tried this, we tried that, we tried other, that's probably your issue. That was probably what went wrong. So, but the Triumph Stags were exactly the same, and I've had quite a few cars same with casting sanding, but we found it now, and we can put it right properly. So, anyhow, if you like this video, give me a like. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, it would be very much appreciated, because I'm sure it will be quite interesting for you. Artwork or what goes off on this, you know. We might even get a bit of a look around machine shop and show you a bit up there while we're up there and taking bits and pieces. They're not far, they're actually moving soon, lads. When they told me they were moving, I thought, oh my God, don't say somebody else is packing up. But they're moving a bit nearer for me, so it's probably better. And if you'd like to add a comment, well, feel free to add a comment, because I'll just tell you what I can tell you. I mean, I'm pretty versed in these Essexes. Like I said, there's some more engines up there, and we've got some V4s down. We might build your V4, because that's got balance shaft, and it could be quite interesting. So, thanks for watching, everybody, and take care, and bye for now.